There was an age when the earth breathed in silence. An age before human footsteps, before names, before memory. Forests rolled like emerald oceans, and the seas shimmered like living crystals. Life thrived everywhere, wild, ancient, unchallenged. It was the Cretaceous, an age of giants, beings so vast they seemed carved by forgotten gods. Across endless plains, herds of triceratops moved beneath a sun that knew no winter. Above them, immense pterosaurs sliced through the sky, wings stretched like woven sails. In the oceans, creatures of scale and tooth ruled the fathomless dark.
And on land walked the undisputed monarch, Tyrannosaurus rex.
A mountain of muscle and instinct sharpened by millions of years. This world was ferocious, but perfectly balanced. Every creature had a purpose.
Every breath carried meaning.
Herbivores feasted on towering ferns and vast conifer forests. Predators hunted at dawn, when the rising light turned dew and blood into gold. It was harmony, raw, relentless, and alive. Yet far beyond that harmony, fate was moving. High in the cold darkness of space, a fragment of ancient stone,
born from the collision of forgotten worlds,
had begun its long descent. For millions of years, it wandered silently, crossing the asteroid belt.
Unseen and unstoppable.
Meanwhile, Earth spun on, wrapped in its blue serenity. Seasons drifted by, mountains inched upward, oceans shifted their borders. It was a living planet, but a vulnerable one. And a single grain of cosmic debris was closing in. Under that peaceful sky, Earth pulsed with energy.
Volcanoes bled fire. Lava carved new land.
Life adapted, multiplied, evolved. Across the northern plains, ankylosaurs lumbered like armored fortresses. Sunlight flashing off their bone-plated backs. Hadrosaurs migrated in immense herds, their calls echoing like ancient songs. Compsognaths darted through swamps, silent hunters watched from the ferns. In lush forests, new plants bloomed in abundance. Insects carried pollen between primitive flowers.
Above the canopy, winds beat without fear.
Among the branches, early birds tested the air. Microraptors, their feathers dark and shimmering, glided between shafts of sunlight.
And beneath the roots, teeny mammals atchi, timid, alert.
Unknowingly carrying the seeds of a distant future. The world throbbed with life, suspended in perfect fragility. Only an apocalypse could break such a balance. And the apocalypse was almost here. The asteroid entered Earth's gravitational field and accelerated. Past the moon's orbit, toward the thickening atmosphere. Air compressed and ignited around it. From the ground, its fiery trail blazed across the sky. In seconds it transformed into a sun of living flame, hurtling at more than 70,000 kilometers per hour. 10 kilometers of rock, yet with the power to undo an era. Its destination, the Yucatan Peninsula. Below, the dinosaurs were witnessing their final dawn. The sky shifted color. Birds fell silent. Animals froze, sensing a terror they could not comprehend.
Tencame the light.
A blinding flash that erased the sun. A roar followed, too vast to have an echo.
The asteroid tore through the last layer of sky.
And struck. The ocean erupted skyward, vaporized in an instant. Energy greater than 100 million megatons exploded outward. The crust folded like paper.
Rock liquefied.
The atmosphere ignited. Within thousands of kilometers, life vanished instantly.
As aquaves circled the planet.
Forests disintegrated in fire. Air turned to flame. A wall of water, taller than mountains, sprinted across the seas. Debris rained toward the edges of the world. But the inferno had only begun. Rocks blasted into space returned as a storm of falling stars. First scattered, then unending. Each fragment struck with the fury of 1,000 torches. The planet burned from horizon to horizon.
The sky blackened.
Sunlight died. Poisonous vapors rolled from boiling oceans. The land melted into glass. The earth became a furnace.
The great dinosaurs fell.
Not by fang or claw, but by heat, darkness, and hunger.
The Tyrannosaurus wandered a wasteland of charred trees. Triceratops herds dwindled to lonely silhouettes fading into us.
In the oceans, algae vanished. Food chains collapsed.
Silence consumed the waters.
The giants disappeared, not in an instant, but in slow, relentless extinction. Ash blanketed the world. Light and night merged into an endless dusk. Temperatures plunged. Life starved. And yet,
something endured.
In burrows, in rivers, in pockets of shadow.
Small creatures survived.
Insects, amphibians, birds, and humble mammals, who had lived unnoticed for ages. In darkness, the future took its first breath. Years passed. The ash settled.
Sunlight filtered through gray clouds.
Ice melted.
Rain washed the wounded earth.
Forgotten seeds sprouted.
Mosses spread.
Ferns reclaimed the wastelands. Tiny flowers opened to the pale light. Life returned, slowly, delicately. Insects returned. Birds took the skies. Mammals emerged from the shadows, to claim a world left empty by giants. The age of dinosaurs had ended. The age of mammals had begun. Light returned fully at last. The planet healed, reshaping itself with wind, water, and time. Life grew more cunning, more adaptable, more curious. And in those reborn lands, millions of years later, creatures would arise who could look at the sky and wonder who they were. Creatures who could remember, question, build, imagine. Us. The Chicxulub impact did not end life. It transformed it, and lit the spark that would one day become humanity. One day, our own age will pass.
Skies will darken, tides will shift, stars will burn elsewhere.
But life will continue. It always does. It adapts. It transforms.
It begins again.
The daytime seemed to stop. Was not the end. It was the beginning.
The beginning of US.
And if you too believe Earth's memories must be preserved,
follow Ecleso. Where every story finds a voice, and every silence returns to life.